welcome back to my channel. As you can see from the title, we're going to be getting into the things about what to expect in high school from a high school graduate that they don't tell you, so stay tuned. Okay, so I know why a lot of you clicked this video. I'm just playing, but let's get into the first thing, the boys. A lot of y'all be thinking that y'all gonna go into high school and it's gonna be like what you read on Wattpad, and the dudes are gonna just be like breathtaking, and it's just gonna be like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, and they're gonna look like this when really they look like that. So I'm gonna just get into the things. You have to keep in mind that a lot of these boys are like anywhere between 14, 15 and like 17, maybe 18. And if you stay back, maybe a little older than that. But y'all got to keep in mind, boys mature a lot slower than females. So if you going into high school thinking you fit to find your Prince Charming, your freshman year, even your senior year, mamas, no. And same thing goes for guys looking for girls. It's not what you think it is. Okay, and then the second thing, studying. This is the truth, y'all. As far as high school and any like academic profession, whether that's high school, college, it is what you make it. I will definitely tell y'all that high school is a lot more independent than elementary and middle school. You know, they still do the whole calling home thing, but for the most part, y'all are pretty much young adults. So nobody's gonna really be like holding your hand, begging you to turn in your homework, begging you to do your work, to pass your classes. It's just pretty much like, if you do, you do. That's great. If you don't, you suffer the consequences. Consequences, you not passing the class, you not graduating. So, you know, it's really up to you and how bad you want it. Personally, I'm a school girl. I love school. So doing work, doing projects, doing tests, writing papers, that was never a problem for me. You know, like if anything, I was always the one that they was asking, like, you know, hey Scott, what's the answers and this and that, you know, right before the paper due or right before the homework due, or like, hey Scott, can you help me with this and that, or can you help me write this speech, you know, that type of thing. And my school was a performing, no, that was my middle school, but my high school was a career school. So like we had different majors, so to say, you know, kind of how college is. So my major in high school was pre-law. Shout out to Inlet Grove. And so we did a lot of speeches. We did a lot of debates. We did a lot of mock trials. And we're going to get into that later on in the video. But yeah, studying, you just need to designate, I would say, depending on the level of difficulty that you're having in that class or in that major, anywhere between 15 minutes to an hour a day to really just like hone in on the subject, what you having issues with. Now in high school, there are things that they you know, offer to students, such as after school tutoring. I know a lot of y'all don't want to stay after school, y'all want to go home. You know, that's fine. Or even online programs. I know like in math, they always had this thing called Khan Academy. You know, that was real good for people who needed to practice with algebra, geometry, stuff like that. You know, they have tutoring for people who may struggle with reading and writing. You know, they have, you know, opportunities for students to improve in high school. So that's one thing, because they definitely, if you go to a good school, they definitely want you to graduate. So they're going to do what they can, but you have to meet them in the middle. You know, like they cannot do everything for you. And same thing with those end of course exams. You know, I haven't been in high school in almost 3 years, so I really don't know exactly what the end of course exams look like. But when I was in high school, you know, for certain classes at the end of the year, you had an end of course exam, which was by the state, and you had to pass it in order to graduate. For like some classes like U.S. history or algebra 1 or, you know, geometry. Like for instance, with my school, I don't know if geometry, like passing the EOC was the graduation requirement, but you had to, of course, pass the class. But, you know, for some people, like my school, when you pass all your EOCs, you know, on your diploma, you get On your diploma, you get things like, I get 2 of these plaques, like for merit and scholar diploma. So that's like passing all your exams and, you know, a certain GPA. So that's that. And yeah, if you don't pass it, you have to just take it again the following year, but you want to try to pass it the first go round, so you're not behind. 3, drama. Okay, the drama really depends on what type of high school you're going to. Me personally, you know, it's really hard to describe me. You know, I'm kind of like the mean friendly girl. Like, I don't know how to say it. Like, it's like I hate people, but at the same time, I'm not rude. So like, if I like your energy, if I like your vibe, or if you need help with something, I'm more than willing to, you know, help you or to accommodate you. But like, people as a masses, not so much. You know, like, I'm not the party goer, I'm not the hangout turnout girl. You know, like big groups of people, it's not my thing. Just never been my thing. So you know, my high school was a smaller high school by choice. Well, first of all, when I was in middle school, I went to Bach Middle School of the Arts. I did not finish middle school. I only did 6th and 7th grade, and then I skipped the 8th grade and went straight to the 9th grade. My high school, you know, they were known for doing the skippers program. So that's how I ended up at that high school. And I just stayed my whole 4 years. You know, everybody left after the freshman year because you have to at least stay the whole freshman year. But I preferred a smaller school because that's minimal drama, very few people. And I'm telling y'all, it was so little drama that anytime somebody even got into an argument too loud, the whole school running around. Oh my God, it's gonna be a fight. It's gonna be a fight. Like, it was like we was gasping for some type of action. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I prefer, because bigger schools with like bigger student populations, like 2,000 kids, it's a fight every day. You know, people getting dragged out of the class, people getting, you know, bringing guns on campus, people having to get escorted out by school police. I just feel like I don't come to school for all that. You know, like I tell me the tea on Instagram or post a fight video, I don't know. But me personally, going to a school that have all that going on every day is just too much for me. So that's one thing about that. With the drama, and still clear of the drama. That's one thing too. Because I will let y'all know a little heads up, which I'll discuss further in the video, about getting in good with the staff and the administration at your schools. But once you start associating yourself with certain people, irregardless of if you're involved or if you're doing what they're doing, you're gonna start getting categorized with those people. So if you like to hang out with the troublemakers, if you like to hang out with the ghetto kids, if you like to hang out with the criminals, even if you're not doing any of those things, you're guilty by association. So you're going to start getting those same treatments. When they look at you, the same way how when they see them, they be like, oh, here go trouble. You're about to start getting categorized the same way. And I don't want that for y'all, because I'm telling y'all right now, it is a lot of opportunities that's afforded to students, even in high school. But nobody's gonna even offer you anything if they feel like you're, for one, you're not gonna take it serious, or if you're, you know, just trouble youth. I don't know, like they're just not, and that would be a huge disservice. So don't do it, y'all. 4th thing, uniform. Now, my high school, like I said, was like a major type of high school. So we had medical program, TV production, pre-law, like I said. What else they had? They had engineering, they had marine biology, you know, things like that, journalism, things like that. So everybody had different uniform shirts. This was one of the newer ones before I left. I have another one that I end up throwing back in the closet because like the logo was kind of faded. That was when I first got to the school my freshman year. You had to like pay for the shirts through the school. You know, we could only really dress out I think Thursday and Friday. You had to pay $1. I ain't gonna lie, y'all, like of course we all used to get away with not wearing a uniform shirt, just putting on a jacket and some khaki pants or something like that. But I'm not gonna lie, I don't think I could have survived going to a high school that would let you wear regular clothes every day, because who have 5 different outfits 4 days a week? Like, y'all was gonna keep seeing, I'm telling y'all was gonna see the same thing every week. I don't know, or switch it up with a different top or different bottoms, because that's a lot of clothes. So I kind of was happy that they didn't really like let us wear regular clothes every day, because it's just like too much pressure. And these kids in high school is mean. The minute they see you wear something 2 or 3 times, you finna be known as dirty, or you finna be known as the person who wear the same thing all the time. Like, these kids don't care. Let me see. Supplies. Listen, y'all can see that I'm Miss Pink herself. When it comes to supplies, one thing about it, I'ma have it. Supplies, pink, 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 my old iPhone, pink. And every now and then, you know, in the middle when you ain't got nothing to do, get you a little game system. And as far as laptops go, you probably won't really need it too much in high school, but you can get one. Pink. So here's the thing. The supplies vary depending on what class you're in. You know, and I have my other binder over there, but you know, they might give you like dividers, you know, depending on what subject. You know, as far as high school goes, all that like little kitty stuff y'all was doing in middle school with like all the color pencils, all the markers, all the crayons, that's not that. Only time you may do that is if you have a project, and that's a strong maybe, because a lot of projects are like PowerPoints. So you're not even really doing no like arts and crafts stuff like that. So just go ahead and just nip that in the bud there. But yeah, so that's as far as that goes with the so make sure y'all got y'all paper, y'all pencils, y'all sharpeners, erasers, all that stuff. You know, I know throughout the school year some of that stuff might decrease, so you might need to borrow something from your teacher, but they're gonna tell y'all like, oh, we gotta keep replacing this and this and that, we don't have enough supplies, you know, the whole spiel that teachers do. So just go ahead and keep your own. Okay, clubs and extracurriculars. So yeah, in high school, I was in pre-law, but I also dibbled and dabbled in other things, which I would encourage you all to do. For those of you who want to go to college, or even for certain jobs, having these certifications or this just like background in certain things will get you a long way. In high school, I was doing journalism, which, you know, that got me into a lot of doors, like the Palm Beach Postal Awards for students, you know, things like that. I was in pre-law, and that goes back to getting in good with your staff and administration. I also was able to do an internship at the courthouse. What else? I got a certification in Photoshop. I have a certification in Microsoft, so that's Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, and Excel. Club-wise, I was also, this isn't a club you can just join. You have to be in it like by GPA, but like I was in National Honor Society. I also was in SGA, and I also was in Key Club. And also, as I stated in a previous video, I did cheerleading from you know, I did it when I was younger, but I started like, you know, freshman year. I think I took a break maybe 10th grade year, and then did it 11th and I think some of 12th. So that's that. You know, just stay busy, stay active. All that stuff will really make a difference on your resumes for college, for jobs, you know, having that. And I'm gonna tell y'all too, like I said in another video, for that Photoshop, if you're a business owner or want to be a business owner, knowing about Photoshop will save you so much money. I don't know how many times I done created my own business cards, packaging, logos, and it's people out here that's making a living off of doing that. So that just goes to show, like, listen, how much money I'm saving, how much money you could make if you know how to do those things. So be active, stay in all sports, stay in all extracurriculars, learn as much as you can. Getting in good with the staff. Listen, I don't know what y'all think about, you know, how people think about y'all, how people view y'all, but I do, because sometimes knowing the right people will get you into certain rooms, into certain settings and opportunities that money or whatever else can't. So like I said, with that internship at the courthouse, I couldn't have just went there and just been like, hey, yeah, I want to do an internship here. No, you have to be recommended for that. So somebody thought of me, one of my pre-law teachers, and vouched for me to do that. Or, meeting certain people through these different clubs, through these different classes and like journalism I was taking. I had opportunities to go to certain brunches and luncheons and events and awards and stuff like that, and met some very influential people. So now when you see these people, if you come across them again or pass them, they will remember you. And people never forget like your work ethic. The other day when I went and visited my old high school, a lot of my old teachers were still there, and they were like, and the things that I was doing in high school, they were still showing and demonstrating to their class today, like, this is what it's supposed to look like. This is what you're supposed to do. And that does something for me, like being able to be a positive role model, to have young girls, to have young people, period, looking up to me or just looking at me as a source of like greatness. That's just what it does for me. And also, getting in good with staff and administration. That way, when something does happen, because nobody's perfect and you're bound to maybe get into something once or twice, when you get in good with them and they know that you're a good kid and that you work hard, you will get a little slap on the wrist. So instead of you getting expelled, instead of you getting written up, it'll be like, you know what, this is just a warning. And you won't get a crucial punishment as you probably could have. Or for me, I was good with all the lunch ladies too. So you know how they had that long lunch line that you gotta wait? Oh, listen, I ain't even waiting in line. The lunch ladies know me by first and last. They know what I want. So as soon as the lunch get ready, they make my plate. I don't even have to wait in line. I just go straight to the end of the line, go get my food, and walk right on out. And I done had teachers who I'm still in contact with from elementary school. Lunch ladies that I'm still in contact with. Building those relationships means so much, y'all. I cannot stress that enough. Benefits. Okay, let me tell y'all a little something. When I was in elementary through high school, my mother was very big on academics. Very big on not making C's. To her, a C means you just came to class. And I would, as a regular kid, you would just compare. You would be like, well, dang, all these other kids making C's and stuff, and it means they passed, and it's good enough for them and good enough for their family. Why is so much pressure on me? Fast forward, when it's time to graduate, all that pressure and all that, strive for academic success pays off. Let me let y'all know something right now. The college that I go to, Nova Southeastern University, a semester or a year's worth of school is anywhere between $50,000 to $70,000 for just 1 year. Now, y'all, I don't pay anything out of pocket. Everything that I have going on academically is covered between grants, scholarship, and awards. This past semester that we just got out of before summer came, I was on the dean's list, which is people who have maintained like a 3.8 GPA, through the semester. Y'all, I'm telling y'all, it is what you make it. How bad do you really want it? Save the excuses about, oh, I can't work and go to school. I can't have a business, work and go to school. I done did all three full time. There's nothing you cannot do. The sky is definitely not the limit when there are footprints on the moon. I'm telling y'all, it's how bad you want it and what you're willing to do to get there. Anyways, thank y'all so much for watching. And do you want this to be you? You bundled up with cords, graduation looking lovely. You bundled up with awards. You got your, come on now, this what y'all want. This what y'all want. Walk across that stage and start that and break those generational curses, y'all. But anyways, thank y'all so much for watching and stay tuned for the next video. Love y'all.